You got to check that out. I fought for that graphic. Do you see the very last pose? The evolution of coaching. I think that's very powerful. That's every one of you in here. Not that you're a couch potato, but that you're a leader. This is color-coded. It's going to be so easy. So, them is blue. So the things that your coaches need to do in order to be successful at this, okay? You're not building their business for them, are you? They've got actions that they need to do to be successful, okay? And the pink is you. It's us. The leaders, what can we do to help ensure their success? So we're first going to start with the new coach. Now I want you to look at those 4 bullet points and tell me what they are. The 4 vital behaviors. And I'm going to be honest with you, when I first started this presentation, I started writing down what should a new coach do. And that's what I came up with, and then it dawned on me, oh, that's the 4 vital behaviors. Corporate is on this.
It'll die down a little bit.
So the second one is really important here. I think with new coaches, what they really need to work on is build self-belief through personal development. And I have a book recommendation for you. It's called Rising Strong by Brene Brown. How many of you have read that? Woo! Nice, very good. It's a really good book for brand new coaches. Not only that, but of course they need to work out every day. Their job as brand new coaches is to commit to their health and their growth. That's simple. Commit to their health and their growth. If they become better and the results become better, their business gets better. And then not only that, but I really think, and I really love the business activity trainer. Now, it just got revamped, but before that, before it got revamped, I actually created my own document. I meant to have it up here, I don't. But I call it Win the Week. And the reason I picked that is because if you give people daily tasks, what happens? They start to get defeated very quickly if they miss a day, and then they miss the second day, and then they miss the third day. They're like, I won't cuss that much. Screw it. I just won't do it. And you give them a month, what happens? They wait till the very end of the month to hit their goals. So to do something like Win the Week, that's very manageable to hit goals. So I just wanted to give you an idea real quick of what my Win the Week looks like. It's 10 topics, and there's checks. People love to do checks. So I'm going to read them off to you really fast, and if you guys would love to see the document, the Win Week document, I don't know where to put it, maybe in the round table or something, but I'll share it with you. But I have 21 healthy meals actually listed, so they could check off every single day, 3 healthy meals. It's really important to their growth. 5 workouts a week, 7 Shakeologies a week, 7 lifestyle posts a week, 7 fitness and nutrition posts a week. We're a fitness and nutrition company. 7 days of personal development, 21 challenge group invites, 3 coaching posts, 2 Success Club points, and 1 new coach. So is a new coach going to be able to do all that and check all of that off the whole week? Absolutely not. But I love what Brendan said. People love to be told. You know, how do you think? Tell them what to think. It's the same thing. Tell them how to be successful. Give them the blueprint of these are the things that if you do on a continuous basis, they're going to create success for you. So people have that checklist, and they're really going to see their strengths as well. Maybe posting those 7 lifestyles are super easy for them, but it's really hard for them to get in 7 workouts or 5 workouts a week. So that way they can see maybe what they're missing and what their strengths are. So what can we do? How many of you signed up a new coach and you went on their Facebook page and it looked like the Beachbody store? It was nothing but links and links and links, and you're like, oh no! It's so important that you go onto your new coach's Facebook or Instagram and make sure that they're continuing to be who they are. Assess their social media and be bold, be courageous to tell them this is not who we are, this is not what we're going after. Not only that, but check on them periodically. That business activity tracker that you're asking them to do, take a look at it. Find their strengths, find their weaknesses, help them out. You also want to know their story so that you can help them find their avatar. You've heard that phrase, when you talk to everybody, you talk to nobody. I think as new coaches, they need to know that they're looking for them. And that's okay, because it gets so overwhelming as a brand new coach to just put stuff out there. But if they know that their goal is to find somebody that's just like them, somebody who's struggling like them, somebody maybe who has 4 kids like they do, or is newly married, or in the military, that they understand that it's okay to have a specific person that you're looking for. They're going to speak to a whole bunch of people, but it's good to have that avatar. And to also know their love language. Okay, love language, colors, gems, animals, shoe size. No, you don't need to know the shoe size. But you notice how everything, you put people in groups, and even like Barbie said that she took that assessment, that DISC, to understand your coach. For me, if my upline coach wanted to recognize me or say, hey, good job, I would so prefer a little handwritten note than a public post on Facebook. That's just me. But if she doesn't know that, and I do something that she wants to recognize, it could be the wrong thing. I'd be like, oh no, I didn't want that. But know your coach and know what their love language is, or their gym, or their color, however you do that. Now, I want you to notice at the bottom, it says 4 vital behaviors. How many of you have more than 2 kids? Okay? How many, keep your hands up. How many of you have a favorite child?
Yes.
It won't leave this room. Remember, we're not recording this. Put it down. Put it down. The 4 vital behaviors are so important, and every single one of them needs to be practiced. However, for that brand new coach, 0.001% more emphasis needs to be on being proof the products work. Because if don't have proof that the products work, they're not being authentic, they're not building self-belief in themselves, and they're not going to be successful in this company. We all know that, right? So it's the most important one, by just 0.001%. All 4 are important, but for that new coach, be proof the products work is very important. Okay, so we're going to move on to the diamond coach. Here we want to focus on their personal development, being organization and time management skills, right? They are evolving into a leader. So a good book for that is The Power of Self-Discipline by Brian Tracy. Who has read that? Not too many. It's a good book. Thank you, Amanda Dewey. So, you want to spend about 80-90% of the time inviting. It's really important that they understand that. How many of you guys get your coaches to diamond and all of a sudden they go into management mode, right? Yeah, so it's really important for us as leaders to let them know that they're going to still spend a ton of time on inviting. Just because they got to that diamond rank doesn't mean they stop any of the practices that they had to get there. And they're going to start building their brand. Confidence is going to start happening being a diamond coach, right? They kind of get that leadership title. They've got people following them, loving them, trusting in them. And so the confidence comes out. And I have here, in really scratched out really hard, it said strengths. And then I listened to Brendan Burchard talking about strengths isn't good, so no more strengths. So you want to work where it's needed, not in just your strengths, but I understand where he's coming from. And their best social media, they say to be in different places in social media, absolutely, but we all have kind of our favorite and where we shine. And so as they start to build their brand, they need to just figure out, where is my time best spent? Some people are Instagram, of course, some people are Facebook, some people are YouTube. But they need to know that and really focus on that. And then also to continue to invest back in their business. That could be Facebook ads. Maybe they're going to dabble in that, or they decide to get their own Zoom account, or they decide to buy a Canva account. So they're going to start to invest back into their business about that diamond rank. So what do? We go forward to help them. We want to help them define that brand. And I think the most important thing I can tell you about that is it's not a logo, it's not a website, it's an experience. How do you set yourself apart from the 400,000 other coaches, right? How do you make yourself different? We have a lot of leaders in this room. I'm going to give you a couple examples. We have Lindsay, who's not there. built her brand on family, fashion, and faith, right? We have Tara Carr. Is she in here? I haven't seen Tara yet. She's one of my good buddies. But she's really good with helping coaches and customers with finances. That is her strength. That is her brand. Me? Nutrition. Shocker. I've been able to build my business through nutrition. Danielle Matoni, she's a multitasking mom. And then she's also built hers with fitness and also now the relationship with her husband. Is Josh Spencer in here? Okay, good, because he might get mad at me. But he has built his business on baseball and beer. $1 million business on baseball and beer, but that's his brand. And then we have Jimmy Hayes Nelson, I know is in here. And he has created a huge brand by being a motivator. So your coaches are gonna start to do that and remind them not to spend so much time on building a website, not to spend so much time on having a beautiful logo. It's about the experience that they give other people. And then to provide clarity on their why. How many of your guys' whys changed from the day you started to when you became a leader or a diamond in the business? Did it change much? Yeah, and I think that is true for most people because what happens is when you're a new coach, you still have a lot of self-doubt. And you're afraid to say what it is that you really want to get out of this. But when you start to realize like, oh my gosh, this is like totally possible. I can do well with this. That why becomes bigger. It did for me. At first it was, I just want to help people get healthy and fit was my first one. And then when a little bit of income started coming in, it was like, wow, I think I can help bring my husband home, which was a much bigger why than just helping people get healthy and fit. Again, here we go with the 4 vital behaviors. All 4 are important, but one is 0.0001% more important in being a diamond coach, and that is to invite, because we don't want them to get stuck in that management mode and trying to work with those that they have to drag along. Oh, hurry up, Melissa. Okay, so speaking of the fittest, you want to build all of your coaches to Star Diamond, right? Because once they do, they will be fit to move on. Don't you agree that once you get your coaches around that Star Diamond title, that you're like, okay, I think I have a lifer. I think I have someone that's going to stick with it. So now we're going to move on to 2 to 5 Star Diamonds. Now we want to focus the personal development on leadership skills. So a good book for that is Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. How many of you have read that book? Not too many. Very, very good book. Okay, so listen to me closely. And I know you know this because you're in here, but leadership is a skill. It can be acquired, just like everything else out there. Learning to do size, learning to do PIO is a skill that can be acquired. Same with leadership. So they have to understand that they're going to come into you and say, I could never be the leader that you are. And you can. It's a skill that can be acquired. So the personal development is very important there. 75% of your time is inviting, and I am so okay with this, but how many of you would disagree with me on that? Not very many, thank goodness. But you really want to still spend a ton of time on inviting. It's going to blow you guys away, but guess what? We're in the business of sharing. It's what we're supposed to do. Share our experiences, share the amazing products that we have. And sometimes we get in that place where we stop sharing. So you want to keep sharing. The systems are in place for you. So if you've got that 2 to 5 Star Diamond, systems are in place. Beachbody has great systems for you. So it's there. So please keep inviting, keep bringing people in, keep asking people to join you. It's very important. And then start creating that team culture. So for instance, we do a Book of the Month club. There's so many quiet people in my team, but if we all read the same book, guess what? Those quiet people feel like they have something to talk about. They've got something to say. They read that book. They have an opinion, so they speak up. We also have a team hashtag, which is Leave It Better. I was just talking to my husband on the way here. I'm like, that's like Christina Delgado. I had no idea that she came up with I Am Team Beachbody because I live in my little tiny bubble. But that team hashtag is very powerful so that your team feels connected through social media. And then last but not least is we do a coach spotlight every single week. And this week I spotlighted probably the quietest coach I have. But she is the most consistent I have. She posts every single day a picture post-workout. Without fail, every single day. and it made her world to be spotlighted on the team page. So they're really going to start creating that team culture, and then start to develop new leaders. These 2 to 5 star diamonds really have to start to notice who are those people that are really in it, and then you give attention, a little bit more attention to those that are giving it their all. So what do? We lead mastermind groups. Barbie loves too. I'm like striking out. Barbie talked about mastermind groups. It's what I do as well. I think it's the time that you really start to create a we atmosphere, right, with your coaches. So it's like the round table. I think Jeff Hill stole it from me. But all of you leaders of your team are sitting together, working together, instead of, you being the boss, you being the person that always has the mic. It's a we atmosphere, which is really important. And then also, you can give back to your team, and you can also teach them to start giving back to their team. And I have team retreats up there, but you can also get calls with experts in network marketing or in social media and hold those specifically for your leaders. Or how about some specific swag? I've gotten a team jacket, a 15-star team jacket, and a 2-time 15-star team jacket from Christine Dwyer. See, listen to me. And it meant the world to me to get that recognition for doing a job well done, and to set those people apart that have really, really worked hard. To give them something that stands out, that makes them stand out in a crowd, is the way to do it. 4 vital behaviors. My broken record, all 4 are very important, but this one is 0.001% more important, and that's personal development. Because like I said, as you notice, these 2 to 5 star diamonds are starting to create leaders underneath them, and so they have to acquire that skill of being a great leader. When you guys first started, did you have that fear that maybe you wouldn't be cut out to be a great leader? I absolutely did. All right. So now we're moving on to the big wigs, the 5-star and above diamond coaches. So they need to focus their personal development on innovation and creativity. Okay? So some examples of that are freemiums, webinars, podcasts, vlogs, video email, all these wonderful things that are going to get your message out bigger, better, faster. And you're still spending about 70% of your time inviting. Now, of all the skills that I have in coaching, inviting is not a very good one of mine. So I personally struggle with this as well. But I'm going to say it again, we get paid to share. So always get out of that mode of thinking that you have to manage and you have to teach. Lead by example and continue to do your 4 vital behaviors so that your team will follow suit. And then also expand their social media, right? There's lots of new avenues coming out all the time, or maybe you need to kind of recreate your social media. I'm kind of doing that right now with my Instagram. It grew very big because of those silly little side-by-side videos that I did. Super popular. They took a lot of time. I've run out of ideas. I've completely run out of ideas. I've been repurposing them. So I've been trying to change it and make it more of a lifestyle Instagram post, and I'm losing followers. But that's what I have to do. It's what I have to do to work for me. So sometimes you have to reimagine, repurpose, change it, think of it in different ways, and be okay with the fact that you know, there might be a lull for a while, but your people will find you and continue to work with you. And then what can you do? One-on-one monthly mentorship calls. Are you guys doing that with those workers, the worker bees in your team? I hope that you are, because that connection is important. At some stages in the game, they're going to seem really independent and like they can do this, you know, they really don't need you anymore, but I promise you, just a call, just a quick text, or a voice memo that says, hey, I'm thinking about you, you're still kicking ass, I appreciate what you do, will mean the world to that person. And encourage outside leadership, right? So they're really getting very good at owning their own business, being an entrepreneur, and maybe they would want to invest in Tony Robbins, Chalene Johnson, Brendan Burchard. And then we have the 4 vital behaviors. Again, all 4 are important, but one is 0.001% more important, and that is recognition. You guys, all of you, have proven that what we do works, right? that you can be very successful as a Team Beachbody coach. So use recognition. Recognize your team, recognize the company, recognize the people that you work with that have great success with the products. Recognize. Don't feel that that's self-serving, because it's really, truly not. You're recognizing the success of other people when you recognize the success of your team. So look around you. Everything changes. Everything on this earth is in a continuous state of evolving, refining, improving, adapting, enhancing, changing. You are not put on this earth to remain stagnant. I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Thank you.